Yeah, you heard me right. I'm in the middle of going for my PhD in entreprenology with an emphasis on media. I know my mother somewhere is doing a dance of joy, but I never thought this opportunity would ever come my way. And the thought of being Dr. Tigo makes me kind of scratch my ear a little bit. But Dr. Pauline Crawford said, "Oh yeah, we're doing this and we're going to have a blast doing it." And she did not lie. Hey, Dr. Pauline, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastically. This is such a wonderful show. I'm really enjoying everything that I've been listening to the last hour or so. Fantastic. And
You're
you are
amazing.
fantastic,
And
Doctor.
you came into this whole, entreprenology, the PhD program through marriage. Your father-in-law started this program what in 1971,
Yeah,
72?
well, officially 1972, but the first lecture was 71. And at the time, he'd actually been an entrepreneur for some time by then, and he was really challenged by the fact that entrepreneurs were not regarded well and that they were the source of creative, innovative energy. And he decided that he was going to go out there and tell traditional CEOs how to do things better. And they listened.
So what's the dream of entreprenology, of the Institute, to have all of these entrepreneurs like myself be able to fulfill that dream of, reaching a doctorate, of having my own PhD?
Absolutely. And the significant thing is that this is not a traditional academic PhD.
Absolutely.
And this is what my father-in-law said. He said, actually, there were so many people who have life experience, like you talk about the hard knocks at school. And actually, that is really valuable. So we need to position it so that it is valuable in the eyes of people out there. So we're not knocking the academic PhD and we're not knocking the honors. What we're saying is there's a life earned credential and it has substance because you are a substance. And now when it comes to women, and this is what I met when I came to the Power of Pink and the Now community, women do things differently to maybe the traditional experience of men over the last 100+ years. And that's what I'm excited about as well. It's about taking our life experiences and sharing those, especially with the young adults who are looking around this world and going, oh my God, what the hell is going on? We are the wisdom that can help intergenerationally. And that is really, really exciting.
Who is the perfect student? Who are you looking for this program?
I'm looking for those people, especially as I've met through you as well, that really want to give back, but they're actually very astute at also creating products and services that make money, because wealth and money actually drive the ability to also give back. And that's what's exciting. It's not about making lots of money and putting it in the bank or under the bed, which is useless anyway. But it's women and men, but especially women who have done so much in their life that didn't come from a classroom. It came from being, from living, looking at survival, looking at how can we make things different. And I'm really excited about making life different, because in that difference, we can joint custody the world. So I see us as custodians of our brilliant life. And if we can bring that into a credential, which then collectively we can establish in the world as completely viable as spending a fortune at Harvard or Stanford or wherever you think, but our life credential multiplied by hundreds and millions of stories says actually women and men who really care about life can make a difference in the world. And that's really what I want to do. I'm really passionate about that, because half the world is under 30, which means half the world is over 30.
I never looked at it that way, but thanks for pointing that out.
Well,
I've
I
heard you say that 100 times, and I've never thought, well, wait a minute, that means half the world is over 30. That is absolutely true.
well, it
Wow.
only literally, it was an aha moment yesterday or the day before. And I thought, if half the world is under 30, then half the world is over 30. So how about putting together the 25-year-old budding entrepreneur with a 55-year-old experienced entrepreneur and building partnerships across generations who understand the social giving back of entrepreneurship. And then we can change economies and societies at the same time.
That's a brilliant idea, and I'm with you. But you also talk about you love these four categories, and you talk about being a magician and being a steward. What does all that mean?
Well, especially if we're going to joint custody the world, that half of the world is female and half the world is male, then we need to understand each other because we do things differently. And therefore, I studied men and women, not just as biology, but also as energy. So we all have masculine and feminine energy in us, and men have masculine and feminine energy in them. And the more masculine male is my ruler. He's the guy who's very, very direct. Wants it now, always says, when are we getting it done? Whereas the feminine minded man is the philosopher who actually says, why are we doing this? I always quote Nelson Mandela for this type. But men are significantly different to women. So women are much more complex. We do things in circles. We love to nurture. We very often have non-for-profits as well as a business. And actually, we also have masculine and feminine energy. So the masculine-minded woman is the magician. And she's very female. She's very nurturing, but she's in her head. And she's always saying, what is it? What? And the feminine-minded female is our beautiful queen, our sovereign. She loves to build the castle, and she's absolutely brilliant at detail. Now, the magician and the sovereign work brilliantly together. And that's what I discovered at your conference, Power Pink, was feeling this energy. Like Cindy said, you walked into the room and it was different, palpably different. Feeling of sisterhood, even though we're all different. And the magicians and sovereigns vying with each other for ideas and detail and castles and magic wands. Oh, it's just magic.
How does that program, how does that structure fit with the Institute for Entreprenology? Does it connect? Does it?
Oh, yeah. Yes, so the International University of Entreprenology originally was institute. I see that I want it to become owned by all the PhDs that come in, because then we can do a whole life track of programs. So, for instance, I was doing a life track program with 18 to 30-year-olds in Tanzania only last week before Christmas. And I was sharing with them some very key basic stuff, and they were loving it. Things like you can think for yourself. Your natural way of doing things is important. It's not what they always teach in school. So the university is now changing because of you as well, Tigo, because as you said to me quite wisely, entrepreneurs don't always have time to write a dissertation. Some will love to write, but those who are not writers, who are very visual, we're going to do this all by video capture and download transcripts and use AI prompts where we need to, but it's still about your life. And that's what I'm excited is about, doing things in different ways, because that's what the young kids, the adults of 18 to 30, they're already lived on their mobile. They've learned everything on Google. That's another university. But it's about adapting things. So our motto in the university is knowledge, experience, and imagination. And actually, imagination is the most important part, because that's the spark of energy. That's what Einstein said. And imagination is infinite, knowledge is limited. So it's not doubting your knowledge, but it's saying, not do everything right. Ask the right questions. Ask the different questions. And I really want the world to be designed again by men and women together in joint custodian nature of authentic harmony, because then we will eliminate violence. We will feed the people who need to feel like Fabulous Camille, and we will actually learn how to look after our lives and our bodies. Instead of just being wealthy, we'll be healthy and wise.
We are, I don't know, a quarter maybe into this program, into, me working to become Dr. Tigo, which scares the what out of me. And I'm loving it because I'm revisiting memories that I've not spoken about in I don't know how long. And I'm seeing the vision of how things happen. Hindsight is 2020. And when you're living in it, when it's happening, you don't see it. Even with the Now Honors and the Power of Pink, when I'm living in it, we're running around like crazy people as a team, getting this event done. And then when we have the opportunity to look back, or we have the opportunity to talk, and now with our community of now, and sharing those memories, it's amazing. And now you've got me doing it to earn my PhD. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
And I'm loving doing it with you. It's so exciting going back over your life and leading those stories. And I remember when I presented at the Now conference, the Power of Pink, everybody in the room said, I said, do you want to hear Tico's story? And they was going, yeah, we do. So, but I really want to thank you for putting in the video capture and the transcript and really understanding that we can do this different ways. We can do it by video, by audio. If you want to handwrite what you do, you can do that. The idea is you're sharing your story in a way that expresses the lessons that other people can learn, especially those under 30, for those over 30, because we are joint custodians of the world, male, female, and older, younger. So I'm really excited.
A lot of people I've had the opportunity today to mention, I talked to Dr. Winley Labat about it earlier, is that they hit my age, 60-ish, I'm 61 now, and they go, okay, whatever I haven't done yet, I'm just not going to do. It's just too late. And nothing seems to stop you. I'm not going to tell your age, but you keep going. What makes you keep going?
Well, I've thought about this every day because, I still wake up some mornings and think, oh my God, I doubt what I'm doing. And then when I get into it and I have this magical conversation or session of the PhD, I think, I know why I'm doing this, talking to these young people in Tanzania and then being surprised about things that I was sharing, which I thought was common sense. They're going, oh, wow. And so I think it's always about people. I've always loved harmony. I've always loved the idea of being in a whole scenario of people, because harmony is about people coming together. And I think that's the other thing is that, sometimes we think being an entrepreneur is a solo pursuit. And it often is, because the entrepreneur has the ideas, but it's doing it with other people. And like you, with the Now community and the family that you're building, that is so exciting because we can be ourselves. Like Cindy said, you be yourself, but you've got other people around you, and loving the difference and being very, always being valued by other people around you for who you are. I'm 75 now and I plan on another 20 years. That'll make me 95. And as long as the world doesn't blow up before then, I intend to make a difference.
So wait a minute, because were you here earlier today when Coach Doris was talking about 100 and Ann was talking about 105? They're going to get on you about the 95 because
well, I did actually write my legacy document back in 2007, and I planned to die when I was 101, just because it's a round number and it's 2050. But that's me. I'm very flexible. I could probably change that. But I love numbers. So Wendy said 75. Yes. Well, when I met
5 years young, Wendy.
When I met my husband and I was 63, he demanded to see my passport because he said I couldn't possibly be 5 years younger than him, but I was. I think I'm blessed to be coming from a family of very long-living people, and my genes are good. But I think it's about loving life, even when things are going a bit pear-shaped, is being able to laugh at yourself, keeping the smile going, even when you're feeling a bit down inside. And that's what I do. I make myself laugh. And I think, right, today didn't go so well, tomorrow will be even better. Today went well, tomorrow will be even better.
For me, you have been talking to me for almost a year about the PhD program, and I've been, okay, I'll get to it. Maybe I'll think about it. For those that are thinking, I'm barely getting through the day. I just cannot. I have no time. I'd love to have it. I'll just pay somebody. I'll make a donation to a university and get an honorary degree. But the idea of actually being presented with something that you've earned because of your life's effort just blows my mind. So what do you say to someone who says, I just don't have the time?
Well, as you know, you're an absolute example of somebody without time. And to be honest, any entrepreneurologist worth their salt hasn't got time. But we do have time to go to the bathroom and brush our hair and eat. So there's always time to do things that you really want to do. And I mean, there is a structure to it. There's questions, there's exercises. Um, I'm there as your mentor, your coach through this. And actually, my vision is to help you enjoy it. And when you enjoy something, you find time for it. Whereas if somebody said, oh, this is going to be really arduous and you've got to go to the library and blah, 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 you wouldn't do it. I went to a traditional university many years ago and I only just scraped through, to be honest, because I just didn't want to go to the library. Whereas I really love to do it because it's part of your life. So you're researching your own life. So it's very, as you said, you're remembering things that actually you hadn't thought about, and then you're understanding the lesson. So it's not wasting time, it's proactively creating more. And what I found with many of our PhDs, they suddenly get this aha. We've got this wonderful guy who lives in Washington State, Florida, Monabunda. He changed his whole way of doing business during his PhD because he suddenly realized he needed to replace himself and go out and change the health of Africa. So no kidding, he's out there challenging about 8 countries, I think, to listen to him about health in Africa.
Wow. Wow,
so
that's amazing.
It's an investment in yourself, really.
You know, and the other thing that we had spoken in one of the meetings that you're doing is you're also with people that have gone through the program. You're going to create opportunities for them to pass it on and be coaches like you are for us to be coaches for new people coming through the program, correct?
Absolutely. So this idea of intergenerational wisdom, which, as I say, I've just started the first project in Tanzania, and that's actually going to be very explosive. I was talking to my contact there today, and she actually doesn't want to work with her young people only in Tanzania. She's already got her eye on several other African countries. So anybody with connections in Africa. And I was realizing that I've got so many connections. Now, the 18 to 30-year-olds is the biggest demographic in the world.
Wow. How do people find out about the program? Where do they go? How do they get in touch with you?
So it's to come to me, call me, find me on WhatsApp or on Instagram or on LinkedIn. Basically, I should give you my number, 714-951-3503. Anybody can call me. We are reinventing the websites. We're doing a lot of work with Utigo to make sure our web presence is more. Currently, the website is www.iuenow.org, but that will change and we'll be evolving into new ways of having the program. I've got a slide deck which I can send to anybody who's interested. So just email me, paulinecrawford.pc@gmail.com, paulinecrawford.pc for paulinecrawford.com at gmail.com. And that is the best way to find me. And if you can't, I was going to say, if you can't find me, you're not an entreprenologist.
And then the other side of that is you are a member. Your organization is a global member and a global partner of everything that we're doing for Squirrel Now, for Trailblazers. So they can go to Now for Life, now4.life. You're on there. Click, contact her. She's right there.
And one of the things that I want to say, great thanks to you, Tigo, is the idea with Squirrel TV that we can get these amazing stories out in documentaries across the world, and really, and this is not against men, but it's really leveraging the power of women, because women are stunning in terms of their ability to want to change the world in a social context as well. And that's what I'm really passionate about.
I thank you so much for everything that you do, and I thank you for hanging out with me today.
And I love hanging out with you. You are definitely my family here in Las Vegas.
I love it.